What's up, y'all? Nate, Rhett, Justin, coming at you from Bodwell Legal Group, here to talk about a recent Alabama Supreme Court decision. The decision is LePage versus the Center for Reproductive Medicine. It's a case that started in the Circuit Court of Mobile County, ended up in the Supreme Court. Supreme Court just rendered its opinion, and it is bonkers nationally. A lot of misinformation about that. Rhett's going to address it. Before we get there, let me tell you about the underlying facts of the case. So, a couple of different couples, moms, dads, they want to have kids. They can't have kids, they go to an IVF, an in vitro fertilization clinic, where an egg or eggs are pulled from the mom. They are then fertilized using the dad's sperm. One or more eggs are reimplanted, I think. The rest of the eggs are then frozen cryogenically to remain for further use if necessary. Some patient, unrelated to the couples, unrelated to what was going on, slips in to an area behind closed doors, not supposed to be there, accesses these couples' frozen embryos and drops them and destroys them. Now these couples become plaintiffs against the IVF clinic. They sue and say, hey, these were living embryos. They were fertilized. They were alive, despite the fact that they weren't implanted, and you allowed them negligently to be destroyed. Therefore, you have caused or contributed cause a wrongful death, which is a creature of statute here in Alabama that allows for civil justice in the case of wrongful death of a child. Supreme Court gets the case on appeal. Justice Mitchell writes the majority opinion and says that the couples are right, that there is an 1872 statute, the Wrongful Death of a Minor Act, that allows for the relief or the remedy that they are seeking. Essentially, it says that if you're responsible for the wrongful death of a minor, you can be liable in a civil tort claim. Justice Mitchell says it doesn't matter if that is a baby in the womb, if it's an egg in the womb, or if it is an extra uterine egg, as it was in this case. And again, bonkers nationally. So the first thing I want to do is kick it to Rhett. Let's clear up any misinformation about there about what this means.
Yeah, look, as the firm's resident conspiracy theorist, I just want everybody to kind of recognize what's going on as a result of the issuance of this decision. I get in my car this morning, I turn on my favorite political podcast. First thing out of their mouth is a drastic expansion of abortion rights born out of a decision of the Alabama Supreme Court. Get to my office today, open up CNN.com, flashing headline, abortion rights in peril. Women are at the justice of a backwards community in Alabama. I mean, it's crazy. It's craziness. What is this decision doing to abortion rights? The answer is nothing. This decision doesn't involve criminality. It doesn't involve jail time. It doesn't restrict access to abortion rights. It doesn't provide for probation of doctors providing abortion rights. It involves money. It involves civil damages in the event that an embryo is destroyed. And that's the interpretation that the Alabama Supreme Court has provided to this, Justin's going to say it, civil statute. So when you go home tonight, crack a beer, and turn on Fox News, or when you turn on MSNBC, or whatever your chosen news outlet is, please look at this as what it actually is. It is not an expansion of Alabama's draconian viewpoint as it relates to abortion rights. It is a discrete decision that relates only to money, damages, and has nothing whatsoever to do with a woman's right to health care, including abortions here in Alabama. Secondly, from a personal standpoint, I'm a proud Alabamian, lived here my whole life, love this place. It hurts a little bit when, the Alabama is continually dogged nationally as being some sort of backward community or what have you. The fact of the matter is, though, I am heartened by this decision because it represents a functioning governmental system here in Alabama. What's happened here is that a judge has interpreted a statute. The Alabama Supreme Court has done its job by looking at an issue with which it is presented and offering an interpretation. So, what should happen next? The Alabama legislature should look at the decision and look at the very real impact that it is having in terms of IVF services in the state. Right now, IVF providers, including the University of Alabama at Birmingham, are not allowing for the provision of IVF services. The legislature should look at the issue and provide targeted reforms such that those services can be provided. This is not a bad thing. It is emblematic of a functioning governmental system that really gives me a lot of faith in the way that our government should operate.
Yeah, and if you're a resident conspiracy theorist, Justin is our resident constitutional law specialist, appellate lawyer, just arguing from the Alabama Supreme Court. So, Justin, we've got Justice Mitchell writing the main opinion. We've got Parker concurring, Shaw concurring, Mendham concurring. We got Sellers really dissenting in the main opinion, and then we've got Cook just dissenting across the board. So, first of all, is what the Alabama Supreme Court said in this opinion, because of the way these justices came out, is it the current state of the law right now? Because I think a lot of people don't understand when there's a majority opinion or what it means to concur or dissent from an opinion.
It is a clarification of what the law is supposed to be pursuant to legal precedent and then a very fact-specific driven inquiry by the court into this particular and only this particular very narrowly tailored situation. You have an IVF clinic that stores embryos and provides services to parents and families to give them hope of expanding their families or beginning a family. This facility, according to the facts in this case and the evidence, allegedly negated that duty in a very gross fashion, in the sense that an unauthorized entry of somebody, not even a medical provider, resulted in this family's inability to either begin or expand their family. And so what you have here is only a dispute about the types of damages that are available in that context. The argument was, from the clinic, these are goods. These are not lives. These are not people because they're embryos. These are goods that we provide in relation to our IVF services. Therefore, it's a breach of contract claim and your damages are limited to X. The argument from the family was, these are lives. These are very real and very potential lives and existing lives. And to destroy them in the manner that they were destroyed as negligently as you did, it is a wrongful death under the laws of our state, under the civil laws of our state, not the criminal law. And so this is not some strange, unheard of context. There was a case in Ohio a few years ago where the exact same thing happened. The HVAC system in a fertility clinic was left really high because one of the workers was cold before she left that night, and it caused them to lose thousands of embryos. And there were many civil lawsuits from many parents and families over that very same thing. And all this was an even more minor dispute over the types of damages that are available. Is it goods and services damages under breach of contract, or is it punitive damages under wrongful death? And the court very astutely and very properly clarified that, so there's no confusion moving forward.
Yeah, it's interesting that that Ohio case existed, given that it kind of feeds into what I was talking about a little bit. The fact that this is happening in Alabama is why you are hearing about it, because people are attempting to weave it into the narrative, justified or not, that Alabama is on the forefront of restricting abortion rights. It's just not applicable in this case.
Folks, we're going to continue to update you. Hopefully the legislature will get involved. Hopefully these IVF clinics can get back to work, and there's going to be some clarification from the lawmakers now that we've got some clarification from our Supreme Court justices. Check back in with us. Hopefully we'll have another update for you soon. If we can help you in any way, hope you give us a call. Thanks so much.